Alrighty, we are going for another backpacking test run. I've got my full pack, which is, I believe, about 8 kilos at the moment, which is around about what my pack for Marathon Des Sables is going to be. So we're going to go run a 10K. We are going to try and speed things up a little bit more today than what we did last week. And then after the 10K, we are going to go and unpack all of the gear, the tent and everything. Not that I'm taking that to Marathon Des Sables, but I will be doing some overnight solo running and trekking camping trips just to get used to being out in the elements and being self-sufficient and being able to test my cooking setup and all of those kinds of things. So we're going to do a warm-up, go do some running, and then have some fun with the gear. Off we go. We've got Eggy here. Hello, Eggy. What are you doing? Hey, Eggy. Are you okay? All right. So, we're trying out the new camera. This is the new Insta360 Ultra Go 3S or something. It's the new action camera from Insta360. Seems pretty cool. Much easier to edit, and obviously doesn't look as crazy as the 3D camera, which is pretty nuts looking camera, which I kind of like, but it's pretty trippy. So we're going to try and do 10K today. We're going to go a little bit faster than what we were doing last week, which was about 8-minute kilometers. We're not going to go that much faster. We're probably going to aim for 7. Nothing too exciting. Just getting used to this pack, and it's interesting just to see the power of the impact as that foot hits the ground, particularly because I've had these shin issues. It's interesting to see that absorption into the ground, but we're going to grind away at it. We're about 7 months now from Marathon Des Sables, so we've got lots of training to do. The goal is this week to do another 40-kilometer week. The plan was actually supposed to be to go and do 20 kilometers run hike through the Goldfield Trail tomorrow, through to a campsite at Goldfield or Goldsboro. Camp there the night, test all of my gear, and then hike back on Sunday, 20 Ks, hike run. But it's been raining all week, and that trail is just littered with leeches. It sounds like a fucking horrible time. I was thinking to go and get some skins and then tuck my socks, tuck the skins into my socks and like put tape on either side of my ankle, because that's where they like to attack me. I can't be bothered dealing with it. So I'm hoping that next week's going to be dry and I can do it next weekend. So the plan will be back to Mount Whitfield tomorrow, without the pack of course, and then Pyramid again on Sunday. See how we go. Beautiful day today, absolutely gorgeous. It's about 25 degrees, nice breeze. It's been a big week this week. We're last full week of the quarter, so we're scrambling towards hitting our targets across the group, and it's things are coming together, but things always take longer than you expect. And a lot of my philosophy of business is like, yeah, you should be ambitious You should set ambitious targets, but if you fall short of them, you're at least further along than what you would have been. So our goal this financial year is to build the business to a $30 million business value, which requires us to get the entire group to about $5 million in EBITDA. It's a big jump. It's pretty big growth. We're sitting at about 600 grand a month in revenue at the moment, at about a 30% EBITDA. So we've basically got to double top line revenue, and we're pretty confident that we'll be able to more than double profit and get to that goal. The big focus has been continuing to scale our marketing strategy, and the marketing strategy is all about scaling internally and externally. So scaling internally is about identifying opportunities within the existing client base, cross-selling those clients by just identifying how we can add more value, ensuring the clients are in the right package, showing them what extra value we can add at the next level. And then the external stuff, our paid ads, our organic strategy, the content. I'm really trying to free myself from the day-to-day of the operations so I can do more of this stuff, because the interesting thing I find is that, sure, we develop a lot of content about giving value, the masterclasses, the assets and resources, the playbooks that we create, the calculators. But once we've got people in our network, in our community, like they're in our kind of sphere of influence, they want to get to know us at a human level, and they want to realize that they're working with people that they respect and that they get along with. And that's why I'm doing more of this lifestyle stuff. I want to show people behind the scenes for a couple of reasons. Of course, love to inspire them to come and work with us, but I also want to inspire them, whether they not be clients yet or whether they be clients and they're trying to implement the same philosophies into their business, how to be authentic, how to be yourself, and how to live a life beyond your business. Because there's more to business than just hustling away, trying to grow and scale. It's about having fun along the way. Like, the thing that I've had the most fulfillment from recently is seeing the growth in our leaders. Seeing them diagnose issues, seeing them devise a plan, seeing them implement that plan, and then seeing them, and we're celebrating with them on the back of the accomplishments. And even when we don't get the results that we expected, we're having fun along the way. That's what it's all about. So a lot of business is very similar to ultra running, where you gotta cool your ego. Hiking the hills, running the downhills. This happens in business all of the time. You need to know when to pace yourself. And like, I'm looking back on the last quarter, and I doubled down on a lot of things, and some of them really paid off. Some of them probably were pushing a little bit too hard and trying to accomplish too many things in one small window of time. I think it's important to understand the finite nature of resources. Growth always comes at a cost. Scaling comes at a cost. Scaling this hill comes at a cost. Scaling your business comes at a cost. So being able to understand how to allocate resource is really important. and knowing when to cool off a little bit, hold those resources, and then wait for the perfect opportunity to put the foot down. And also having the confidence to capitalize on those times when you know you need to put the foot down. An example of that was, looking back over the last quarter, we've been experimenting with some new client acquisition strategies. Some of them were untested, and we were sacrificing budget from known strategies to basically gamble in unknown strategies in the hope that if they come off, then fantastic. But if they don't, then it could be wasted opportunity, wasted resource that could have been spent elsewhere. So we basically spent about 30 grand on these tests, and we were able to negotiate a credit from the provider, which essentially reduced our total exposure down to about 20k, and the strategy has only yielded about $20,000 in return, which is actually going to be returned to us over the course of the next 12 months. So we're not getting it all up front. So in terms of actual return, in theory, over the course of the next 12 months, it's about break even. So 3-month investment, $20,000 investment of our money for a $20,000 return realized over the next 12 months. And the maths tells you that that's not the best outcome. So we were hoping that if it paid off, it should have produced a $20,000 investment, and it should have brought back about an $80,000 return over the next 12 months. Over the 3 months, we should have made our money back, and then we should have got a 4x ROI over the 12 months. Resource management is a really important skill in business, and being able to know your numbers. I see a lot of business owners who don't know their numbers at all, and they're just throwing money at stuff, hoping that it works, and they actually haven't crunched the numbers. So in this situation, we knew it was a speculation, and we decided to give it a shot. We gave it a finite time frame, 3 months, in order to produce at least enough back to cover the costs, which in theory, in principle, we've done. And then at that point, we would review and make a judgment call. So caught up with my growth leadership team today, and we reviewed the numbers, and we said, look, we should have hoped that we'd be a little bit further along by now. One extra sale should have come from this channel over this 3 months. Hasn't happened. Are there any opportunities that are close and uncertain? So we've decided to consolidate it. Because like, okay, well, what are the forces at play here? The first force is like, well, okay, we're already this deep, we're 3 months deep. Do we run it for another 3 months and see where we end up? Well, this is the sunk cost fallacy, right? It's a behavioral finance principle that because you've invested resources of time and effort, that you feel compelled to want to reinvest more because you're already here, right? Like, you're already in for a penny, in for a pound, right? But this is not how we should look at things. We need to be objective in our financial decision making. So we need to compare it, and we need to look at it from a balanced approach. At face value, emotions removed, has it provided a return that meets or exceeds our expectation? The answer to that is no. Second, how does it compare to alternatives? Well, our alternative strategies have produced a 6 times return on investment. So for every $1 in, it produces $6 out. This has been lucky to produce $1 in, $1 out, which is obviously not a return. So then thirdly, well, like, okay, are we doing this for any other reasons that are not financial? Is it a risk management decision? Or is it something else for that matter? And is that worth the compromise? So to put that in perspective, imagine the numbers were different, right? Imagine that our other initiatives were producing a 6 times return, and this was producing a 4 times return. Well, you might say, okay, well, it's not as good, but it is still good, and therefore I'm happy to continue to do that because of the diversification that it gives me. And I'm basically spreading my eggs. And from that position of 4 times, I can continue to optimize and improve from there. It's really important to hone that skill set of crunching the numbers and having a methodology for justifying your financial decisions in a rational way, not an emotional way. Look at this beautiful view. It's gorgeous. Out over Mount Bellenden Kerr. Ah, phenomenal. All right, so we are 4K in. I'm averaging about 7-minute kilometers, which is where we want to be. So I've worked out, if everything goes to plan, which I'm going to be in the fucking Sahara Desert, so things are going to go wrong. But I've got 3 plans that I'm going to be working towards executing in the desert. Plan number 1 is best case scenario. So I need to average 8-minute kilometers and finish at around about 32, 33 hours total cumulative time across the race of the 250 kilometers. So that will place me in the top 100 finishers, which is phenomenal. There's usually 1,000 people, top 10%. That's pretty world class. I think that's pretty ambitious, but we'll see how we go. My second goal is to finish in the top half, so in the top 50% of finishers. So I've basically got to do, I think it's about cumulative time of 40 to 45 kilometers, 45 hours. And then the last goal is just to fucking finish. It's going to be grueling. So I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube of people who've done it and their experiences. And the common theme is obviously, depending on the year, which can vary a lot, the heat is the most overwhelming thing. This guy was saying that one of his campmates took a thermometer on his backpack, and the radiant heat on one day on the thermometer was 60 degrees. The heat off the sand was 47 degrees. Fucking unbearable. I've never been in conditions like that before, let alone running. So these guys had the hottest day with no wind on the long stage, which is 85 kilometers, and you've got 2 days to do it. And now the strategy is to get it out of the way, so then you've got a rest day. So that's going to be a grind. And the sandstorms and the pack and just the cumulative factors, it's going to be really fucking hard. Interesting, the common theme across all of the videos is most people underestimated the race of how difficult it was. They're like, they say it's the hardest foot race on earth. And in isolation, it's not. Like, from the running part, there's longer races, there's harder races, but it's the cumulative factors of being in the middle of the desert in some of the harshest conditions, in the hottest weather, self-supported, the managing your water, managing your cumulative stress, all of these various things is what makes it the hardest foot race on earth. So I certainly have thrown myself in the deep end with this one. We are 8k in, 8.25 in, at about 59 minutes. Our average time is 7:11. So we're pretty good, considering this hill I've been hiking on the way up and the way back. So I'm feeling pretty good. This pack is actually really comfortable for the amount of weight that's in it. The only thing that's uncomfortable is this belly strap. I wish I could get it lower around my hips, but unfortunately it doesn't go that low because I've lifted the straps up high. So I have a feeling that that's gonna be annoying, pressing on my stomach. So I don't know how much I'm gonna use that, or whether I can put a strap or something, some padding. I don't know if that's even gonna help. We will see. But 2k to go, a little bit less than 2k. And then we're gonna set up the kit and see how it all comes together. Okay, we are done. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Average pace is 7:11. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm just gonna munch on some raspberries. Beautiful. See if there's any more ripe ones. Delicious. This is our little food forest. I'm going to see if there's some mulberries. All of our fruit is starting to come in. Look at this. Beautiful mulberries. Hard to do one-handed, but we will make do. Oh, one more. Delicious. All right, I'm gonna go get ourselves set up so we can unpack all of this gear and go through it. We're done with our run. We've had some snacks in the garden, and we're gonna go through the pack to see all of the stuff that we've got here. So we're gonna take off the chocolate mold that everyone's been saying on the internet, which is actually my mattress. So this is a Nemo switchback mattress. You can kind of sit on it, which is what I'm going to do right now. All right, so we've got this Ultimate Direction 30-litre fast pack. It's quite big. My kind of rationale behind it was, do I get something bigger? It's not that heavy, the bag itself. So I obviously want to make sure I've got enough space for stuff. And the thing I like about this and the reviews is that it zips open, so it's easy to get stuff in. A lot of the bags just have an opening at the top, and in order to get anything out of it, you've basically got to pull everything out, which gets really frustrating when you're in the desert and you're tired and you're annoyed and whatnot. So we've got Lecky poles on the side. The Lecky poles are great. I've used them for all of my ultras. It just takes the pressure off the legs, distributes the weight. There's like a Norwegian method of hiking that is all about using poles to minimize fatigue. We've got these Raid Light hard water bottles. I can hear someone scratching around. Is there a cassowary here? Maybe. And it's better than the soft flasks because it's higher capacity. So these are 750 ml. The usual flasks are 500. So it gives me extra water. So I'm basically carrying 1.5 litres of water at all times. I'm potentially going to carry a soft flask in the bag. It's not going to be a lot of weight, but on the long stage, the checkpoints are paced out much further, and a lot of people run out of water in between. Last thing I want is to be stuck in 50-degree heat with not a lot of water. There was a fella who had 400 mils of water and had like heaps of distance to go to get to the next checkpoint. So he was basically rationing 100 mils like per kilometer or something, and it was not good, not nice at all. The thing I also like about this pack is it's got good padding in the back, so you don't feel the stuff that's in the bag, which is awesome. All right, this is my North Face Stormbreak 1 tent. It's seam sealed, has aluminium poles. It's a single person tent, which we're going to set up today. We've got some Alton pack bags. We've got various bits and bobs in those. This is just a spare one that I've got floating around in there. All right, so this is my Cedar Summit Spark 7 degree down sleeping bag. Super small. It was expensive, but for the size and the weight, I think it was worth the investment, because the size difference for the other ones were just tremendous. And then I've got some adventure nutrition. We've got some porridge with blueberries. I should probably put these in a bag because they're getting a little bit damp with my running. Curried beef with rice, mild chicken korma. They all sound delicious. And what else have I got in here? Yes, so I've got my spork, which is made of titanium, long titanium spork, which is great. Now this is cool. So this is from watching the videos in Marathon Des Sables, the desert is really windy. And a lot of people complained about not being able to keep their fire alight. So what this is made of titanium, and you can wrap this around your cooking stove so it keeps the wind out and allows you to kind of cook your food a lot faster. So I thought that was cool, and it weighs nothing. It's like 10 grams or something ridiculous. I think the most dangerous part of it is the edges because it's going to be pretty sharp. And I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty nifty piece of kit. Let's roll that up and chuck that back in there. The brand for that one's called Tokes. I got that on Amazon. And what else did I get? I swear I got some other... here we go. And this is the little stove. So this is an Esbit stove, made of titanium as well, really light. And what it basically does is you basically just fold out these little legs like this, put that down on the ground, put your little fuel cube in there, put your little heat element around it. You've got, if I can find my cup, where is it? It's here. This is my Esbit titanium cup. So you chuck that on top, you put some water in there, and make sure it's on a flat surface so it doesn't fall over. You've got a nice lid there, and it's got some handles on the side too. So you can heat your water, make a nice hot drink if you want, and put your surround thing around it, and you're golden. So that's pretty cool. What I might do is I'm going to fold this up, and I am going to put that inside my stove so I don't lose it, because it is small and very easy to lose. So we're going to chuck that in there, and I should put my fuel in there too. So I've tried to get the best quality of everything that is also the lightest. just to save weight. Now, I'm not taking this to Marathon Des Sables, but this was a little seat. So as you're hiking, obviously you might not want to pull this out and put that on the dirty ground, but you've got something that you can keep your butt off the ground. I thought that was pretty nifty. And then this is a little pocket towel, a microfiber towel that's fast dry. What else did I get? I don't think I put everything in here. These are just for around camp. So these are a brand called Xero shoes, Xero shoes. These are kind of lightweight trail shoes. So they've got good grip on the bottom, sandals on the top. Obviously in the desert, the last thing you want after being in your runners all day, because the runners that we got have gaiters that are sewn in, that attached to the ankle. You want your feet to breathe, you want to get them out of your socks, you want to get your socks dry. So having some sandals to chuck on that are pretty lightweight. A lot of people do use slippers, like hotel slippers, because it's not like you need a lot of protection, but they're lighter. So that's a potential option. All right, so we're gonna pack up some of these bits and bobs. So I'm gonna put the food in this one with my eating gear, that and that. I'm gonna get that out of the way. I'm gonna put the towel, I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna put my sleeping bag in that one. This is cool. So I just got this the other day, which is basically a ground mat for laying out the tent. So it's like a ground saver. Let me just chuck that over there, and let me put that over there. So let's put this together. What do we got here? So this has got some tent pegs in here to peg this out, which we're going to do now. And I think we might do this as a time lapse. Okay, so we're going to get the mattress. That didn't take too long. I think it was a couple of minutes to put this together. So, single person tent. Has enough space to put my pack on the inside. And let's get inside and have a look. Inside. So it's pretty snug. I'm only 5'6", so it is pretty snug. I've got a bit more space up here, of course, but let me just put this. It's going to be there we go. So I've got a space for my pack here on the outside, and that's basically all you need. It's got a little thingy to put your phone and whatnot there. So that's going to be my home, which is interesting. Cool. A little bit claustrophobic, but that's okay. We'll make do. So that was my little adventure. Let's pack this all away and go hang out with the animals. So I did a quick check, and putting the pack at the bottom of the review will actually work pretty well. As long as I put it there and I can fit my legs there, I think that's fine. Interestingly enough, this mattress is pretty comfy. I do have a blow-up pillow. I don't know where it is. I think I left it upstairs. It's pretty comfy. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. This is going to be good fun.